Amazon Simple Storage Service, or S3, is an object storage solution built to retrieve any amount of data from anywhere. Besides storing any file formats, S3 is also offering industry-leading scalability, data availability, security, and performance. Today, we will discover all the possible things you can do with S3 and see if it is suitable for your next billion-dollar project idea. First, let's review the terms revolving around the S3 world. S3 consists of buckets, which hold a set of prefixes. You can think of prefixes as a way to organize your data in a similar way to directories, but they are not directories. Inside prefixes are sets of objects, or your digital files, which can be up to 5 terabytes in size each. Remember, S3 allows unlimited objects, so you can imagine how powerful this service can be if utilized correctly. Coming back to objects, each can be assigned with up to 10 key-value pairs, called tags, at 1 cent per 10,000 tags. Tags might be unnecessary for small projects, but for big projects with multiple environments, tags will be a huge lifesaver when you want to assign cost allocation, access controls, data replication, and more. To access your data, there are many ways, with the most common two being through S3 access points and through the bucket hostname. Hostname is represented as a string here. You can see it's best practice to always block public access, considering you only need the bucket name and region in order to access S3. As of 2022, there are 25 regions ranging from North America to Asia Pacific to ensure the best connectivity from anywhere around the globe. With basic knowledge about S3, now we can go into the details of different use cases where we can leverage S3 to save us time and money. Let's say one day you create a software solution that is used by millions of people worldwide, and you want the lowest downtime and fastest content delivery. You will want to try S3 multi-region access points. It provides a single global endpoint that you can use to access replicated datasets spanning multiple buckets in S3. Under the hood, it utilizes Amazon S3 cross-region replication to replicate objects from one or more source buckets to one or more destination buckets. Besides diversifying your data warehouse to reduce downtime, Amazon S3 multi-region access points also accelerate performance by up to 60% by considering factors like network congestion and the location of the requesting application. But we can further improve speed because generally serving a file directly from S3 can have performance issues. A common practice is to put a content delivery network or CDN in front of S3 to help speed up the distribution of your static and dynamic web content. CloudFront is a CDN service offered by AWS, but there are other popular options as well. If you want to learn more about how CDN works, make sure to let me know by smashing that like button and comment down below. At some point, you will find your application trying to write to a bucket more than 3,500 times per second, and suddenly things are not working correctly anymore. It is because S3 supports at least 35 requests per second to add data and 5,500 requests per second to retrieve data. But don't worry, these stats scale per prefix, so if you want to handle more than 3,500 requests per second, you only need to create a new prefix or directory to double your usage limit. And you can do that as many times as you want. If your website has exponential customer base growth, your AWS balance would probably increase exponentially as well. What if I tell you there is a way to achieve a lower efficiency ratio? S3 provides a way to optimize costs through 8 different storage classes, targeting specific use cases and access patterns. By default, S3 charges roughly 2 cents per gigabyte used, and considering that not all data is having the same traffic, we can optimize costs by moving some data to cheaper storage classes. The easiest option to start optimizing is with S3 Intelligent Tiering at 25 cents per 100,000 objects, where it automatically predicts and organizes objects into frequent, infrequent, and rarely used classes to reduce costs. With roughly 1 cent per gigabyte used for infrequent access data and roughly 0.1 to 0.4 cents per gigabyte used for rarely accessed data, S3 Intelligent Tiering is the best first step to start saving you and your company thousands of dollars with just one click. But if you are a skeptical person like how every developer should be, you will want to try S3 storage class analysis. It analyzes storage access patterns to help you decide when to transition the right data to the right storage class for a fraction of a cost, at 10 cents per million objects. After confirming the patterns recognized by S3 storage class analysis, you can then choose to manually set up the appropriate behaviors of objects using S3 lifecycle. One example of this is an email client application. If an attachment is more than a month old, it is likely to be rarely accessed, and you can set up a policy to have it automatically move to deep archive access tier to lower your costs by up to 95%. One common thing that applications usually do when uploading a file is to pre-process it. According to HTTP archive data, 64% of websites' page weight on average is made up of images. To improve in this area, you can choose to pre-process every image that is uploaded to S3 to be resized and optimized for different devices. AWS provides a simple solution for this through either S3 event notifications or S3 batch operations, where you can set up a workflow to do the optimization automatically on every newly uploaded file at 20 cents per million objects. Again, AWS provides a super simple solution to set up this workflow through AWS Lambda, where you can focus on coding without worrying about setting up the server architecture. And you can use this for more than just images, so the sky's the limit for this one. Just like how pre-processing can be useful for specific cases, AWS provides S3 Object Lambda for us to modify and process data as it is returned to an application, aka post-processing. I can see this being used as another layer of protection to shield sensitive data from being sent directly to the client. If you are a developer who wants to improve your development experience, S3 has got you covered. S3 versioning maintains data version control to prevent accidental deletions. Also, AWS CloudTrail can be used to track and report on-bucket and object-level activities, which can be a useful tool to find unexpected behaviors and git glimpse someone if you feel like it. Last but not least, S3 delivers strong read-after-write consistency by default. It means after a successful write of a new object or an overwrite of an existing object, any subsequent read request immediately receives the latest version of the object. Strong consistency is often overlooked, considering how well-known data store service only supports eventual consistency. But trust me, it will serve you well in the long run. One more thing, for advanced analytics, we have S3 Select, Amazon Athena, or Amazon Redshift to help query data without needing to copy and load it into separate analytics platform or data warehouse. When it comes to sharing insights to non-tech team members, S3 went all out with tons of services. S3 Inventory generates reports on a daily or weekly basis about metadata and encryption status of objects within an S3 bucket or a specific prefix at 0.25 cents per million objects. AWS Cost Allocation Reports allows you to view the usage and costs aggregated by the bucket tags. Amazon CloudWatch lets you configure billing alerts for estimated charges that reach a user-defined threshold. S3 Storage Lens delivers organization-wide visibility into object storage usage, activity trends, and makes actionable recommendations to improve cost efficiency and apply data protection best practices at 20 cents per million objects. If you are working for the government and want to protect your insider trading activities, you will want to set up access controls so only authorized members can view the data using either AWS Identity and Access Management or Access Control Lists, or a combination of both. If you want to prevent data leaking, you can use Amazon Macie to discover and protect sensitive data stored in Amazon S3. This has been AWS S3 in 10 minutes. Hit the like button and subscribe if you want to see more videos about AWS services. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.